Hello, everyone. Hi from the worldly place. I'm Folasiji Bomi-Daniels, CIO of the Kabzeel group, and we're here to share a very interesting series. We call this The Secrets of the Worldly Place Lessons from Our 5 Year Journey. And that's simply because 5 years ago, in January 2020, a group of friends of mine and I, we gathered together to save, invest, contribute, and create an investment pot with a look at seeing what we would become in 5 years. So here we are on the eve of that journey, November 2024. There's been no withdrawal, no cash out of any kind. And we want to share some of the lessons that we've had in 5 years. And this is the second episode of this series. I recorded a video earlier where I talked about some of the lessons we've learned. I call one of them, we call it savings principle 70, the storehouse principle, delayed gratification, not using short-term finance for long-term projects, several things like that. So if you've not seen that video, please go ahead and check. A link to that video should be in the description or in the comment section below. For today, we're looking at our structure. And one of the first lessons I would like to say is have integrity and structure for your finance. When you're gathering together, we didn't just come and say, oh, let's be friends, let's just put money together and see whatever happens. No, we did that in 2017, where we gathered money together, and the money was there, was fine, but we decided that, okay, let's start again in 2020 and let's put a structure around it. So we registered a cooperative, an investment cooperative, and our cooperative is very different in that we do not borrow. We don't do things like loans, we don't do a lot of other things. We're different. So but let me start with our structure. One of the things we did was create a governing board. We created an advisory board to essentially oversee operations. Then we had the executive committee, which oversaw the operations of the cooperative. Then we now created different levels. There's the investment club level, which were made up of my friends and family. Essentially, we're investing and saving together for 5 years. We've been able to take that long-term finance and create several investment products, create a structure. So our own structure, we have 4 cardinal points. Cardinal point 1 is savings. Cardinal point 2 is investment. Cardinal point 3 is business. Cardinal point 4 is due. So in the last video, I talked about if what is saved is not invested, then it is wasted. So if you don't move from savings to investment, then to have different business opportunities or different business ventures and then create different deals and opportunities, you would essentially just be gathering together with no particular vision. So one of the things we did is our cardinal point addressed that. The next thing I also want to talk about is have a vision and a goal for your money. And we had specifically 10 goals. We had some of our 5 year goals that we wanted individual members to now begin to have savings that can last 6 months, because I know a lot of our people already had pension plans, had some other Isusu, Ajo savings plan, had some other trust mutual funds plan, but we said let's create this together where you have a money that you can't touch and it's going to be a savings for you that in case of an emergency can last at least 6 months. And we wanted to now separate that from an emergency fund. I've talked about that in the storehouse principle. Wanted to now have investment in Nigeria, had investment in several countries. We also wanted to have real estate investment, wanted to have people to create steady source of income for also our members, and then wanted to now move. Those are several goals that I'm just listing. We also wanted to now have multiple sources of income. Those are some of our goals. So for finance and for savings and for any investment scheme they're going to do, have a plan for it. So for us, we had a list of 10 goals, and I'm glad to announce, with the exception of being debt free for our members, because we cannot answer that for them. That's a personalized question because one of our goals is to be debt free, but we have achieved all of the goals that we have set out to, and still there is more. So just continue with us. Other lessons, lesson number 3 now is to dare to believe. Now, you see, when we started, I remember one of the very first videos that I did in 2020 or 2019 to share about the investment club. I had not seen any type of it in Nigeria, but I remember there was a South African investment club where the members gathered together, and they had, I think, 1.7 million rand thereabout, if I remember, correctly now, where they had saved together for a long time and invested in stocks, and a lot of them now, because of that, became millionaires to it. So I just encourage guys that, okay, let's start and let's do it. And a lot of them believed me. And for those of us who are the first and the founding Kelites, we have our pre-AGM coming up soon, and our special investment club meeting where we're going to be declaring and showing our records. So I would like to say congratulations in advance to you. If you're not a club member, well, maybe when the opportunity is open, you could then decide to join. We took some interesting steps. We took bold steps because we were essentially saying that we're not going to wait on a future that would happen. We're going to create a future. And here we are 5 years later. We have investments in real estate. We've invested in real estate locally and abroad. We have investments in agriculture, mutual fund stocks, and a lot of diverse portfolio, simply because we dared to believe and we started. So believing must move you to action. I was thinking about it this week, and there are people that heard, or there's a particular person that comes to mind, someone of note that heard about what we wanted to do, and for some reason decided not to. And here we are 5 years later. Those that have done it have done it. Those that have not have done. I know, like the Chinese proverb that says that the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The next best time is now. So if you don't take action and you say you believe, the proof of believing is in the actions you take. So we took action, and here we are. So we believed, and before we even saw some of the things that we currently are seeing. The next one I would like to also talk about is a principle I call keep sugar. I say keep sugar because I call sugar showing up gladly and repeatedly. So keep sugar. Show up gladly and repeatedly. So month on month, we have our payday for the 1st to the 10th. Month on month, people have been contributing without fail to an investment club. So if you are trying to build something generational, you're trying to build something that will last, you must keep showing up regardless of, oh, who's the president now? What's happening in the economic crisis? What's happening now? The price of inflation, different things. You keep showing up. You commit to that plan. You commit to that plan. Yeah, like you show up to work at a business, or you show up to do any other thing. You commit to your financial plan. So one thing we've discovered, that a lot of people exist, they don't truly live. They exist for others. People create a plan and a structure for them. They go out on a Monday, come back on a Friday, because they are running, essentially fulfilling somebody else's vision. But with this, what we have been able to do is create a pot that is the beginning of what we call transgenerational wealth. The second is to stand firm in what you believe. I'll give one of the examples. For instance, in 2020, we decided to buy Tesla. Tesla was one of the rising stocks then. And if you have bought Tesla for that, at that time, we bought around 280-ish. And then it fell to less than 200. And our stock portfolio for a long time was in serious minus. But you know what we did? We held strong through it. And this is because we were able to cost average, and we are investing with long-term finance, not short-term finance. We didn't have the pressure of different people saying, oh, I want to pull out now, don't want to pull out now. And incidentally, here are we, November 2024, Trump won the election, Elon Musk was backing him, and all of a sudden Tesla has risen back above our price, and for the first time in years and years, we are really, really in the green. But thankfully, we didn't invest only in Tesla. Our portfolio for years have been in the green, but now we are way more in the green. That's our stock portfolio. So be able to stay true to your conviction. If you have something, don't jump here, there, hold firm. You want to build an asset class and you want to grow it to say 100,000 USD. And then you are just starting with 1,000, or you're starting with 20,000. Say you even want to go to your first million in naira, and then you want to start with 100,000. Be committed to that. Don't start today and then go and withdraw some and then continue tomorrow. Be disciplined. Stay that lane. You believe a property in a location will rise, and then it doesn't look like it's rising in another couple of years. Stay that lane. Remember, it was a bush a few years ago, a few decades ago. It's going to be a city tomorrow. So stay. The next one I want to talk about is innovate your way to success. One of the things that we did, and gladly we were helped by God, was we came up with innovative strategies. As the CBN at that time, the former CBN governor started shutting opportunities because they said that, oh, people were racking up the dollars and it was causing inflation and causing the naira to fall. And I was like, we are just investors, we need dollars to invest. And of course our own was very, very little, less than 0.0001% of whatever it is that is happening all over the world. They shut down our ability to pay, and we began to innovate, look for different opportunities, different options, essentially. So look for opportunity. Other things that we also did, we found out that, okay, members needed to buy things. We started a food cooperative where we bought things in bulk for people. Essentially, be creative. Right now we're in a regime in Nigeria where a lot of people are talking about inflation, cost prices, things are rising. This is time to begin to find innovative solution. Innovative simply means, it does not necessarily mean to be inventive, new to the world. It means it could be new to your local situation. Begin to think outside the box. How can you thrive in the midst of scarcity, and how can you find your own niche of abundance? And that's one of the things we did. We also started creating things like target savings for people who wouldn't have the discipline. They wanted to just gather money and keep it in a savings account, and when I want to pay for a particular hospital bill, or education bill, I want to pay house rent. And then we said, no, there's a way we can also create different kind of saving classes. And we started this, I think I thought back at 2021, and created that for members. So we essentially also then started stock averaging in several foreign currencies. So innovate, be innovative, begin to think about what are the ways with which you can think outside the box, with which you can create wealth for yourself. There's a Yoruba proverb that says, if you take hunger out of poverty, poverty suddenly becomes manageable. So we began to look at solving the food problem for our own people by going to the farms, getting stuff from farmers for our members, and different things that we did. Utilize opportunities wisely. There's a saying that I like, that investment opportunities are like buses. There's always another one coming. But the way I am crafting that and changing that is that opportunities are special vehicles which are placed on your way to assist you to get to another level. So you can see an opportunity as either a means of transporting you. So if you look at vertical transportation now, so for instance, there is what you call a ramp. A ramp will transport you from the ground level to the base of a floor. So it will take you just a few alpha meter. Now there's another one you call a stairs. Stairs can take you across one story, multiple stories. There's also what you call an escalator. An escalator, you just climb on it and then it takes you across a few stories also. But there's also an elevator. An elevator, you access it and it can take you multiple stories. Now, if you are going to a 27-story building, believe me, you don't want to take a ramp, you don't want to take the stairs, you don't want to take an escalator, you need an elevator. So you need the right opportunity and you need to be rightly positioned. I've seen a lot of drama with different people on escalators. You need to be rightly positioned to get your feet in at the right time. Take the step. I remember one of the times, we do not want to disclassify some of our investment opportunities, but is an example that is coming to mind. We had a GBP opportunity in the UK in 2022, and we gathered a few people and people took it, and then we got a payout this year. It was a 2 years one. So we made increase in pounds, but at the time we were investing, Naira to the GBP was 780. At the time we were getting the payout earlier this year, Naira to the GBP was 1780. So by just simply investing in that asset class, and we still got a good return on our investment in GBP. So there were people that didn't do anything. And when some members of the community now heard, oh, this happened, they were then saying, wow, they had missed that opportunity. Some just continued saving in Naira, and despite that opportunity coming up. So it's like trekking to a very far distance when you can take a bus. Look at means of horizontal transportation. You can take a bus, you can take a bike, you can take a tricycle, you can walk, you can take a plane, you can take a ship. I advise you, if your distance is far, begin to look for the right opportunities and associate with the right persons, essentially who can journey with you on that. And that's one of the things that we've been able to create for our people. So look for the right opportunities. And sometimes you need to pay to be in the room where those opportunities are shared, because the best deals happen over either a cup of coffee over a very simple conversation in an high-class enclosed place. So find that space, find that location, create that space, and be there. You don't want to take the wrong one. You essentially want to take the right one. And then when you're going to enter, take an opportunity or take a vehicle, you are concerned about the driver. You're concerned about your passengers, because essentially for that trip, you are tying your destinies together. So for every investment opportunity that we took, one of the greatest lessons that I had from them is check who's the pilot, who is driving it, what's the integrity behind the people pushing out that investment or asset class. And then also look at what is their history, what is the historical records of that particular company that we want to invest in essentially. And then now look at, do we have the right funding and the right people that will pull in that investment? All right. So for the final lesson is overall, act. Do not become paralyzed with your analysis. So avoid analysis paralysis. Act, take the step. Having done your due diligence, having prayed, having checked, take that step and begin to act, and then wait. Investment sometimes is like a farmer who plants in the ground and is waiting for an harvest. And many times I wonder, which time do I love the best? The day we're investing or the day we're cashing out? Because the day we're investing, I'm looking at the future, what we're trying to create. And the day we're catching out, I'm looking at, oh, this has matured. We need now to begin to seek again for a new opportunity like this, like the GBP one I talked about. So look for opportunities like that. And when you find the right one, take the step, take the plunge, take the move. But remember, never risk beyond that which you are able to, which you have set your maximum for, which you are able to handle overall. So I hope this has helped you. This is episode 2 of our Secrets of the World Deep Plays lessons from our 5-year journey. Watch out, we still have more. One of the ones that is very interesting to me is the supernatural in Kabzeel. Another one we will then talk about, we will then declassify some of our portfolio. I didn't get to talk today about treating your portfolio as a basket and then having different things so that you can withstand different shocks. But stay on the journey. Maybe some other time I'll get into that. And see you also in the comments. Remember to like, subscribe, and share this video. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.